I can recreate.
This Masters and NFL Team Draft Props edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up at Underdog Fantasy, promo code SGPN to get up to $1,000 in bonus credits.
This is Randy Cross. You're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the Money Green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Dog.
Not just me. We're a lot of people on this side of the studio.
Joining us in studio, recreating the awesome thumbnail. You know him from the Bottom Line Bombs, CJ Sullivan, aka the man in the box. CJ, what's happening?
What's up, man in the tee box for this episode?
Oh yeah, Scumbagger Vance in our midst, Kramer.
Mm-hmm.
I asked CJ for some images for the thumbnail.
Yes, didn't disappoint.
And well, at first I was going to try to do it without him knowing.
Yeah,
I thought it could be a fun,
fun surprise
continuation. Well,
you could have.
I'm sure he noticed that we had Steffi Smalls' image on the graphic yesterday. So I didn't want him to feel slighted that we aren't having all the guest faces.
Oh, you know.
But when I asked him, "Hey, you got any golf pictures?" He did not.
Yeah.
He did not disappoint.
He opened up it's almost like he has a folder on his laptop, golf headshots, because there was a number of active ones. CJ putting out some fun videos with the Shot Tracer app. I was very jealous of the Shot Tracer.
I mean, you did happen to catch me on Masters Week for Scumbagger Vance Content Week. He's put out a video every day this week for Masters, Scumbagger Vance, and so I've got some new updated photos. You obviously could have. I know you don't do Instagram, Kramer, but that's how you would have gotten a picture of myself. That's how I got a picture of you for the last video we did for the. I wasn't going to bring it up so early, but the Lady Yukon video. But Kramer was in it.
In a full minute before you rubbing salt in that wound.
I wasn't even trying to mention that. I was just talking about but that's how I snuck one of Kramer. But that's how I noticed you're not very deep in the Instagram world, Kramer. You have like 8 photos.
Yeah,
2 of them were bets.
Yeah, It was a couple soft launches, never turned into anything.
Yeah, it's like Kramer was going to post his Buzz Williams photo.
Yeah.
He's never going to post it.
Yeah.
Now you can't do it. You've hyped it up too much.
It's fine.
If you posted it now, it'd just be an epic disappointment.
Yeah, of course. That's most of my bits right there. long dead ends to nowhere.
There you go. Hey, we're talking more Masters. It is Masters Week here on SGPN. Of course, get in on our Splash Sports contest up to $30K, possibly up for grabs. Get in there, splashsports.com/SGPN. Only $25 to enter. Pick your 6 favorite golfers, top 5 score. And that should be a fun contest.
I actually thought that could be a fun way for us to hit on the Masters as we build a team entry.
Oh, okay. All right.
Some, mixed it up a little bit. We've been talking Masters bets all week.
Yes.
I can only say no hole in one plus 140 so many times.
Well, that's why we have CJ on here and maybe we do. I'm not opposed to that. Building a little splash group entry.
We all got $8.33 in our pocket.
Yeah,
right?
sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And then we have an amazing Google sheet I will be showing on screen.
I sent this to Adam Rosenberg in our group chat.
I didn't send it to him on purpose.
Yeah.
He's leaky because I figured he was leaky and I didn't want this getting out.
He goes, "Oh my God, look at this spreadsheet." And I go, Ryan gets rock hard for conditional formatting.
Yes.
And he said, this is the least surprising thing I've learned about Ryan. So you project Ryan as a guy who knows his
intelligent. Thank you. I project as intelligent.
Loves is good spreadsheet. And speaking of which, I
was just laughing. He came when I was coming to the office today. He was just like going around the desk. So did you check out that spreadsheet? Did you have a chance?
He's very proud.
Did you have a chance to check it out? Yeah.
Daughters use sports and spreadsheets. Those are the two. Ryan, I mean, if it was back in the day, I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan opens up the wallet. There's a little 2x4 glossy of a spreadsheet. Here's one daughter, another daughter spreadsheet.
You've seen my cheat sheets for March Madness. Now, I will say, if anyone is out there in the youth sports, especially soccer game, I do have some real bangers Google Sheets to keep track of lineups, stats if you'd like to.
Do you hand it out to the other parents?
No, but I did. I made it. I found that if you made the lineup color coded, the kids could associate better, and so the lineup was always color coded. Orange for attackers, blue for defenders.
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, we got a couple. We do have a big announcement, of course. Shout out to Brock Otten, winner of our bracket contest from March Madness. I emailed you, Brock. So hopefully you got the email. Let me hit you, try to hit you up, get you paid. Congrats to Brock winning the bracket contest.
No tiebreaker needed.
No tiebreaker needed.
Per his email address, maybe a doctor.
Possibly in the medicine.
A doctor, which always cracks me.
I would leave that. Our audience would also be the one that would make a fake email that has doctor in it. Oh, this will be great. They'll treat me with respect when I'm contacting sportsbook support.
That is true. Oh, really? I can just make myself a doctor?
Get it dinner reservations anywhere you want when you say doctor. I don't know if that really works.
Just throw Esquire at the end. You'll be fine.
Now you can put 2025 SGPN bracket champion on there as well.
That's a great email. So
throw that on the LinkedIn profile.
Right. Congrats to Brock. And then Trey Cranston, I've emailed you 2 times. This is your last warning. I'm trying to give you your $250 future for the Rhythm giveaway. If you don't respond,
how many days?
I'll give you to the end of the week.
How many days has it been?
It's been a while.
Not everyone checks their email every day.
No, I get this right. It's been a couple weeks. I've emailed him now 3 times.
End of the week he gets.
Well, come on. This is I emailed.
It's not the Powerball. You don't get a calendar year.
Oh, do we have a contingency? Or are we
yes,
redraw?
We will redraw.
Nice.
Oh yes, everyone is rooting for that.
Oh,
no one wants
Everyone's
this
fuck this guy.
Right.
We're back a lot. This is like watching Houston come back on Duke. You're like, I'm alive.
Feeling it.
Which, by the way, I do have a very nice ticket at the Circa. Next time, Sean and I will not be in Vegas for a couple weeks, but when I return, it will be glorious. Nothing like a little bit of a layoff and then collecting a large amount of money from the sportsbook. Anyway, that concludes me touting.
Fantastic.
Getting in some good touts, Ryan. Always appreciate that. So you want to do a group?
Yeah, I'm down.
Splash lineup.
I got 25 in the account.
Okay. Let's
see what I'm doing. I'm selling off 2/3 of my entry here.
So what are we chipping in on Ryan's existing entry?
No, it's a new entry. We're gonna build it together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, wait, we each put it in individually or just one group?
I was just gonna throw it in for us.
Yeah, it for us, like an underdog. An underdog entry.
Yeah. Okay. Exactly.
Easy enough. Let's start then with tier 1. Hold on, I'm
gonna put it on the screen here.
Okay. That'll be nice for the visual learners. YouTube.com/sports gambling podcast.
All right. So this is about as basic as it gets.
I feel this one we should kind of go. Don't be afraid to be outside the box here. Take some stabs with this one.
How do I enter? I'm already. Oh no.
Real quickly, since we have this dead air going.
There we go. Now we're good.
You mentioned the Steph Smalls thumbnail you threw out there, which was great. And of course, your listeners and viewers would rather see that. And by checking by the chat, I saw a little bit last night. They certainly did. As, they need to get a hold of themselves.
Well,
I'll say this: a couple of things.
It was like an Elf Spaces room. For crying out loud.
Well, a couple of things. One, when you act creepy, I understand our chat is a safe place.
Yeah.
also
be cool. Come on,
be cool.
Don't scare the chicks.
Well, again, like the second it's just like real life, right? The second you act creepy,
hey guys,
then you've ruined the moment. You don't get to look at any more.
Yeah.
Secondly, I will create a role in Discord, and people acting creepy will get some sort of emoji put next to
a mark, a bell of shame.
I mean, you can be creepy.
Capital C, creep. Look out.
Yeah, just
a little Radiohead for creep.
Again, we've all been through it.
Sure.
There's different levels. Act accordingly.
Yes.
Tier 1.
I forget who the who said in, but someone in the chat last night goes, "What's the dime piece's name?"
I know. I saw a couple of those.
And I go, Ryan. His name's Ryan.
That's funny. Yeah, sure is.
Splashsports.com/SGPN. Get in, build your own lineup. Try and beat Kramer, CJ, and I at our Masters picks. Tier 1, CJ. I've been getting some of your Masters picks, but what do you like?
Well, tier 1, I of course have 4 entries. Like to spread it out. There's a lot of different strategies. You could try to stay away from the top 2 of Rory and Scheffler there because everyone else will be on them, hope one of the other guys comes in. Or you could build off of Rory and Scheffler and try to, have higher ceiling, lower tier guys to try to come win it for you, because you can't, sometimes they say you can't win it, out of tier 1, but you can lose it, if you don't have a guy.
So
that's a good point.
Right.
Justin Thomas, Caddy story sounds pretty fun.
Yeah, I like JT.
Do we want to just do that?
I was on JT anyway before it took 3 weeks off. Then the Caddy story. Then we just saw the wire to wire awful bet. Who not? Yeah, I say we go JT. He's excited.
Sean, I'm not going to have a lot of takes, but I like the Caddy story with Justin Thomas.
Well, and remind people what the Caddy story was in case they missed it.
He picked up a new caddy.
Well, a caddy dropped Max Homa, which is very rare. It's usually the player firing the caddy. The caddy said, "I'm not going to make a dime off you."
That's a bad.
Right.
You're down big when your caddy's walking out on you.
He's like, "Yeah, got to feed my family."
And JT's caddy, I don't know if he had a bad back or something like that. I tell you what, I've hung out with caddies before.
Could have been a Nancy Kerrigan situation.
Yeah, all right.
Once he found out this other dude was available.
Yeah, that's exactly right. So he actually will go back to him, but luck have it that he got him to fill in for him for the Masters. So that's gonna be great. He's a great caddy. And I've years ago I was at a US Open and we hung out with caddies at the hotel. And let me tell you, they have the best.
Oh, I bet.
Best pain pills for. I mean, they cannot walk. They cannot walk. I mean,
you can put all the. Well, that was right.
I thought
that was where Rush Limbaugh hit his pain pills.
Yeah,
if you remember.
Absolutely. And they can't move. And the next day they're looping 36 holes, double bag. It's incredible what they do. I mean, and they're like carnies, but for the golf road. They're awesome. The caddies are great guys. But. Yeah, so that's going to happen with JT. And JT he's coming back. His game has been back on. His irons are elite. He used to be the Kobe of golf. He's got every shot in the bag. His game is made for Augusta as well.
I'm in. Let's go, Kramer. Justin Thomas. Fire. Lock it in.
All right. I've seen some people saying nice things about Spieth this week. Mm-hmm. It's almost like they've forgotten he's a Cowboys fan.
Mm-hmm. It's disgusting.
That is
you know what it is?
Disgusting.
It reminds me of Duke this year. Everyone forgot they were supposed to hate him. This team's kind of fun. We'll root for ripped out.
Tier 2. I already got some Tommy Fleetwood. We won't need to play him. Cam Smith is always fun. I do like Shane Lowry. I stayed away from him in the overall because I felt like too many people were on him. But I could be talked into Shane Lowry. I wouldn't mind a little exposure to Shane Lowry. Kramer, who do you like in tier 2?
If I would like the contrarian play seems like you and CJ is more of the golf head, but the contrarian play seems like it would be Cantlay.
Cantlay's nice. Absolutely. I mean, he shows up for these
people are
majors.
openly talking shit about him.
Yeah.
He doesn't seem to be a popular guy.
For sure.
But yeah, I have zero take. I mean, Victor Hovland's he's probably going to be an unpopular pick too, right?
Hovland's a very unpopular pick. He's a mess. He's been missing cuts left and right. And then he won a tournament and he says, I have no idea how I did that.
I kind of like Hovland.
Quote. I mean, he's great and he's funny. He's hilarious up there.
Henley is very popular. I've seen a lot of the social media golf touts liking him.
If you like the golf tout, like I said, he's got huge numbers. He's supposed to play well. But if you want to make this personality and story driven, you like the narratives, then yeah, you can make your pick over there. Any of those Hovlands, Cantlays.
Sean.
Yes.
You're the tiebreaker. Do we go Hovland, Cantlay, or I'll just randomly throw in Shane Lowry because I watched his daughter chip in today.
I like Shane Lowry. I know CJ likes Shane Lowry.
I love Shane Lowry this week.
And now he is Irish, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And he's real Irish.
We won't hold that against him.
No, of course not. Why would we hold that against him?
The Irish people are they've.
No, he's Irish. He doesn't even know Italians are a rivalry. That's an American thing.
Yeah.
That's poor. That's
he's got his beef with the British.
Right.
Northern Irish, aka Rory McIlroy.
Yeah, I don't think we're allowed to talk about it, but once upon a time, the Italians and the Irish were neighbors in the ghetto. Yeah, exactly. That we've erased that part of history. Tier 3. All right, so obviously Jason Day and his wardrobe making hilarious. Golf is such a hilarious sport.
Yeah,
So I went deeper into this, Sean. They not only
go ahead.
Yeah, they not only did he have the exchange last year after wearing that hilarious sweater vest with baggy sweatpants on Thursday, but it sounded like they literally wanted to know all 4 things he would wear.
It's like my wife's on a vacation,
say,
planning out each day's outfit.
What are you, my wife? Anytime you can say, "What are you, my wife?" is always a great joke.
Yeah, but come on, it's serious. What are you going to be wearing? What are you wearing day 3? I don't know.
You sound like my wife.
Kids with their baggy pants.
One of the classic punchlines of all punchlines.
So Jason Day's always fun. Bobby Mack, everyone's playing him.
Right.
Got a little taste of Bobby Mack.
Very popular, but
he's wearing a camo Nike polo in his flash profile, which I do like.
I will say this, and we've heard this already a lot during this lineup thing, and we've heard a lot here in the office, and I've heard a lot on TV too. The old "everyone's on him." Everyone's on him because everyone's betting the Masters. Everyone's on everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone sounds.
Like
everyone
and there's a limited
good.
field.
Right.
It's not. It's the Rocket Mortgage Open.
It's a very limited field.
I was one of the assistant.
No, that was good.
One of the assistant bookmakers at Circa was on VSiN, and they're talking about, do you like?
Called in. He called in. He couldn't make the appearance.
Which is funny because literally when you're in the VSiN studio, you can look down to the sports book. One of our bits is running down to the sportsbook counter and running back. A thing that we have timed out. There and back, we have it timed in 1 minute. This guy, I guess, is calling in from the house phone.
53 seconds.
Yeah, Kramer set
That's the record. 2-time record holder.
But you can see it right down there. Anyway, he called in and they were asking him, you love booking the Masters? He goes, well, yeah. Compared to the Rocket Mortgage Open where you got 150 people.
Good line.
This is a nice limited field. Yeah. It's big names. It's fun.
And the people that aren't going to make the cut are just old champions that are out there for parade, like Freddie Couples and Bernard Langer.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like, so it's
we can only be so hopeful they all miss the cut. So Phil Mickelson can be the low senior.
And let's not jinx. No more shit on Freddie Couples. I'm worried we're jinxing him to make the cut because I have too much stuff to.
I love Boom Boom. I tell you what, Boom Boom. He'll put up a score. Like British Open, sometimes he'll put up a Thursday, sometimes a Friday score, but then that's it.
Sean,
he's done for the weekend. But like you're like, you can still navigate the greens.
Withdraw before the week. Sean also went after Angel Cabrera.
Yeah. Just like Angel Cabrera went after 2 separate girlfriends.
Well, he's asked forgiveness.
He's asked forgiveness. I was dying laughing.
He won last.
We talked about it on the show last night with Steph, where the Masters people were like, "Yeah, it's great to get him back. He was dealing with his legal issues.
Sure was.
You mean in jail for trying to run someone over?
2 years.
2 years.
He was in prison for 2 years in Argentina.
He's sentenced for 4.
And he's like an Argentinian legend.
Yeah, he sure is.
I mean, and again,
he won this damn thing.
When he was asked if he felt it was appropriate that he play in the Masters, he stated, I won the Masters.
I won the Masters.
Of course it's appropriate. Would they let OJ play?
If he won the Masters?
Yeah. His legal issues are behind him.
So there's the law, and then there's Augusta law.
Yeah.
So
Augusta law says you can drive over a woman, but you can't be a woman.
Yeah.
You can drive over a woman as long as she's not playing.
Yeah,
because they're not allowed on the course.
Yeah. How'd you get out here?
Wait, we got a serious rules violation. He ran over a woman. Where did we have no problem with this? Right. No, it's pretty bad. She was ready to tee off a hole number one. So he was trying to stop her.
She was on the premises.
Who allowed this? What do we do in tier 3?
I mean, there's a hilarious tranny sketch in here somewhere.
Oh wow. We'll define gender on a different show.
But sir, I'm not a woman.
Sepp Straka is a guy.
I was going to say, I don't think you can say that word, but you can if you're talking about Augusta. I think they
as long as you're doing an Augusta character.
Disgusta.
You're right.
Sepp Straka is interesting in this tier. Mm-hmm. Bobby McIntyre, I'm fine taking more of him. Jason Day, we've made a case. He's a fun. Will Z. I know Steph had him. I think outright. Zalatoris is interesting. Finau, I don't see it for Finau.
I got to be honest. The profile pictures, a lot of these guys button that shirt up all the way to the top.
Yeah,
it's a little off-putting.
Am I seeing Sergio in this tier?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Let's go.
He's on my radar.
He's playing great. He's playing great golf right now. You know why? And he's minding his P's and Q's because he's trying to get on that Ryder Cup team.
Oh, I see. So then,
he's matured. He's like Bill Murray now. So that's not that the old me. He's doing these like these interviews. Like now he's helping the younger players. But before he goes to LIV, as soon as he lose, he wouldn't. He'd take his ball and go home, as they say. And he wouldn't answer any questions, any of that stuff that these golfers love doing. Now he's can't wait to help out because he wants to make it to Bethel Page. And he's playing. He actually is playing good, and he loves this. I mean, he's a course horse. Obviously, he's a legend.
I'm in.
Yeah, I'm in.
Tier 5, tier 4. Phil's staring down. So Phil's staring at us, but also
I was just saying, should we get one of these? Let's get the band back together. Lineups in there. An old bank job.
I also did take the money bag on my bookie, which gave me Keegan Bradley. So
you already got enough.
All right, so we'll go Phil. I mean, I have a lot of money. If
we're going Sergio, you gotta go Phil.
It's true. Then we had to tier 5, where on my lineup I took JJ Spawn. We also have a bet on Fitzpatrick to miss the cut, so we probably don't want to play him.
All right.
Sean. I mean, McNeely is a fun name. He's a debutante. So Steph was giving out Lucas Glover.
Glover's interesting.
I think the top 20.
G Lover.
I also took a first round leader on him. I think it was 110, 120 to 1. Yeah, I mean, what are any thoughts, CJ?
The other one I would have thrown out there is that Bunyan on there. He's a nice. I have him for top Asian at plus 950. That's exactly how you pronounce his name. I don't know if you guys.
I was just going to say, CJ, why do you do this to yourself?
Top 8. Well, one, CJ walking into it, but 2, just top Asian does sound
top Asian.
Yeah, Augusta's top Asian.
You can say
it sounds like a reality show.
It's just
you can say low Asian,
right? No, I just
Asian low.
Augusta's top Asian is a reality show.
Yeah,
versus our chef. Yeah, which is it sounds like a cooking battle. Glover sounds good. If you guys want to go Glover now.
Yeah,
I was just saying if I was just saying other names. I like Glover. Let's go with
Let's go. And then last tier is just crazy, man.
I wish we could do 5 entries for the last tier. I wish the whole entry was for tier 6, to be honest with you.
I took
this is where you're gonna win Splash Sports. Well, you get tier 6 right.
And we were doing it before. Kramer was like, I don't know any of these. This is my that meme. This is how I win in Uncut Gems. This is my backup tight ends.
Yeah.
These are my tight end 2s right here. I love every
first
player.
touchdown.
I love every player in this
Tom
tier.
Hoagie.
Oh, Hoagie's amazing. I mean,
I played Hogard.
Yeah.
Who I also have Nikolai, who I have as low Hogard for -1.
I was just going to say they have a heads up match.
Yeah, I took Nikolai. I have a one of CLV on,
and they don't even do Hogard versus Hogard. It's like top Dane. There's only 2 Danish golfers, and it's the Hogard brothers.
One is a debutante though, so Rasmus is a debutante.
Right. The other Nikolai played last year, and he played good.
He was in it all. He was in the top 6 for the first 3 rounds.
Yeah, he finished T16.
So I mean, I don't have a take other than that. I did look a little into Highsmith because of the hat he wears. Takes a lot of pictures with that bucket hat. Respect the bucket hat.
I got a real sleeper in this one. If you guys,
let's do it.
If you guys want to fire,
that's why you're here.
All right. Cantor is his name. He's actually got a He's got numbers that are like outrageous. He's also a debutante, but
okay.
But he's got numbers that are outrageous. That
he doesn't have a photo, which is
right. No photo.
I like that.
I mean, you want to
that.
talk about low ownership? Picking a guy without a photo. Yeah. He's on the top row.
Okay. Well, and by the way, Kent is the amateur that Steph gave out for low amateur. This is a Brit.
Yeah. Who did Steph give out?
I like it. Man of mystery.
Kent. Steph liked Kent.
Oh, okay.
For,
yeah.
low amateur. Plus 750, I think.
Very good amateur.
Yeah. So we have 3 guys in the lineup.
Laurie is his first name. Laurie Cantor.
Laurie Cantor.
Let me throw some numbers at you real quick.
Could be a woman. Maybe trying to sneak out in the Masters.
Yeah.
Joanna.
That's how you play in Augusta.
We need a Joanna man for a Joanna man for Augusta.
Right.
It's a reverse.
So there's a stat.
CJ, you want to wear a wig? I guess it's the opposite.
Yeah, it's a woman. Yeah, we need to get Steph to like put on some shoulder pads or something.
Yeah, get in disguise.
There's an approach stat that like the last 15 Masters champions have won. There's only 7 of them that qualify to win the Masters. This is now. It has to be over like 1.5 or something like that. Mark Howard leads 2.6, Rory 2.2, Scotty Scheffler, Joaquin Neiman, Lowry, Fleetwood, Laurie Cantor is number 7 at 1.
I'm always hesitant when Fleetwood shows up.
Yeah, well, Cantor's actually above Fleetwood. I just did it for drama.
All right, so we good? we feel good?
Yeah.
All right, I'm locking it in. You guys can text me for updates.
Yes, and
I'll respond at my.
I didn't realize how.
Just read off the names one more time, Kramer, in case people were missed it. We got Justin Thomas, Shane Lowry, Sergio Garcia, Phil Mickelson, Lucas Glover, and Lou Cantor, right?
Laurie Cantor.
Laurie Cantor.
But it's so mysterious there, Dan. It looks so great.
Yeah.
CJ's really excited to play someone without a profile.
And then when you look at it later on, you're like, oh, did I not fit? Did I not submit this lineup? Did I forget to submit a 6? Nope. That's a player submitted. It's a valid entry right there.
So we have, there's only 67 entries in here. So
yeah, let's get some more in.
I assume you think you could defeat us. In fact, I'm going to drop the link in the chat right now.
There's only 67 entries in.
Come
so
on,
far?
Get in. We got to get this prize pool up.
Crazy. I'm gonna have to push. Well, I'll have to push hard.
I understand why. I will say the Survivor for college basketball did get a lot of entries right before the thing started.
Yeah. So. People wait till the last second. Ever had your deposit blocked by your bank right before a big bet? Ever needed cash at 2 a.m. for another shot at the tables, but hit your ATM limit? I know that's happened to me a bunch, and the cash advance fees some places charge you for depositing is crazy. EdgeBoost has your back. EdgeBoost is the first ever bank account built for bettors. EdgeBoost gives you fast, reliable access to your funds, making it easier to move money when and where you need it without the delays that come with traditional banks. For high rollers, you can move up to $250,000 a day on your EdgeBoost Visa debit card with unlimited withdrawals. This works 24/7 for instant deposits. Never wait for a wire to clear again. It gets better. Every time you deposit into a qualified gaming account, you earn cashback rewards up to 0.5%. All this for no usage fees and no minimum balance. EdgeBoost is a debit account that makes it easy to get started with no credit checks, no minimum balance, and no usage fees. Simply verify your identity and you're ready to go. Finally, EdgeBoost has a suite of responsible gambling tools to help you manage your bankroll and make informed decisions. What are you waiting for? Go to edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. That's edgeboost.bet, promo code SGPN. Sign up for EdgeBoost today. We're also brought to you by mybookie.ag. MyBookie is your place to bet on every sport, including the Masters. Kramer, I know you and CJ were trying out one of MyBookie's fun features there. They have what's it called? The money bag. This is a truly DGen only.
You know, I'm a degenerate.
Basically, you enter.
Give me a second.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe you can pull it up. I know you were working on a video.
we were discussing it yesterday.
So they will give you whatever you put in the amount of bet you want to make, and then you hit the randomizer. It's a slot machine. And whatever golfer it lands on, you get that golfer at, what is it, 62-1?
So this was my first. This was my first one.
This is awesome.
Yeah, so you can choose the size of the wager. I believe it's plus 6225.
Yeah.
Also, they do this for all sports too.
Yeah.
Like you can do it for everything. And this is where we're first stricken by.
Here's my second one.
Okay, Keegan, and then no whammy. Jay.
Soon JM.
I mean, neither one was very.
So
happy.
obviously it could work for or against, you. But imagine you hit someone like Rory McIlroy at 62. CJ, I feel like you using the money bag feature.
Well, we were discussing the money back feature yesterday or the other day on Monday. We were and Ryan were saying, and Ryan was saying, even I don't use that anymore because it's such a waste of money. Because what
I was quickly swayed.
I would do. Well, no, and I was like, I agree because I got burnt by it because it would be like, it'd be like a correct score in a Monday Night Football game or something like that, and then you get 8-4. Like something that's just couldn't possibly
Super Bowl
happen.
square.
Right.
Look at all these options.
Squares.
Oh,
so then,
awesome.
but just bringing it up, and then the Masters one came up.
You want to do a Kentucky Derby one real quick?
And I was
sure.
Yeah.
Fire.
And with the Masters, I was thinking, you know what? Even if it is even if it's a golfer that's
25.
higher than 66, who cares?
All right, we're gonna do a quick Kentucky Derby.
Oh, nice.
Money bag. I know it needs. I need audio.
Doesn't. Oh, there we go. Wow, that's awesome.
The slot machine.
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez.
No, this horse is off my radar.
That's a great play.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a good horse.
Yeah,
okay.
sure.
So CJ, how'd you end up on your money bag?
Well, then it said, so I'm like, I don't want to waste money, but then I'm like, Masters 66. It doesn't matter who it is. It won't be that much of a even if I got a Keegan Bradley, so be it. Bad number, but it's still fun. But then it said, then I thought it said max bet $10. Max bet $10. Who cares? But at the same time,
$10,
little fun. So then I put in and then went to 100, and it's like it wasn't stopping me. I'm like, why is this not stopping me? I thought it was a max bet. So then I got to worry. I'm like, well, I don't want to toss away $100, so I changed it to 11, just over the $10, just over the $10 min to see if it would accept it. And then, which is exactly what happens once you hit randomize, it's gone. I'm like, I guess there is no max bet. All right, I'll just do the 11. Got it. Bang. Rory McIlroy at 62 plus half to 1, but for a measly $11.
Oh, come on!
I mean,
but now CJ's rooted against.
I do not
Rory.
want Rory to win.
No.
Well, if he does win,
that'll still win something.
Yeah, it's a sweet hit.
It'll stop the bleeding of my other Masters bets that I didn't hit. That for sure. It's a nice backup plan, but I wish I had at least $100, if not 1,000 on that. But
my God, that would have been awesome.
But if I had that 100 out, which I had the 100 out there, and my theory is, which you don't agree with, as you rolled your eyes at me in the office, that because I had the 100 in there initially, that's when I took it away. That's when my bookie threw me Rory McIlroy just to tilt me to twist it in there. It saw you
adjust from 100 to 11.
Don't tell me the randomizer doesn't know.
MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. Get in on the fun, 100% deposit bonus, up to $1,000. Terms and conditions apply. MyBookie.ag, promo code SGPN. All right, is there any other fun Masters stuff? Maybe some matchup stuff?
Oh, I'm sure
CJ, you're always good for
I will
that.
say, speaking of MyBookie.ag, they are offering Lori there for 175.
Ooh,
to
okay.
Win. And I mean,
Oh my God.
I'm not lying. That advanced.
But he is a debutante, right?
He is a debutante.
Should I add the money bag bets to my official card, or how does that work?
You probably need an extra column over on our Patreon.
I feel like I almost want to do one more. No more.
I think it's a different sport though, for sure. 100%.
All right, save it for the end of the
I'll
show.
give you
That's
one
going to be
All right.
Money bag at the end of the show.
Yeah, come on.
Oh, and that number was
Stick around for the money bag.
Jun Nam was plus 500 for top Asian, by the way.
Ooh, okay.
I went Sergio.
Sounds like the drink my daughter orders at the boba joint.
I know we're on Phil's top senior.
What was that guy? Do that name again?
Can I? Excuse me, waiter. Can I have a Bijounon?
Yeah, extra boba in there, please.
Extra boba.
We have Phil, a top senior. I know that, and mine's 147.
Oh, that's a great price, by the way.
Yep.
Which, and I, more love for my bookie, but they have the best price in the market for Phil right now, minus 149.
Oh, for top senior.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. Now
lock that in.
Here's what I actually do like at plus 900. And this is Sergio for Continental European.
Ooh, so who's he going up against?
Okay, so what European countries does that exclude?
Well,
does it exclude Ireland?
There's some floatings. Yeah, there's some floating. No, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Ireland's an island. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, that's what about Northern Ireland?
So he's going up
Scotland.
Yeah, you don't deal with any of that Rory nonsense.
No England either.
Your main threat is Rom. basically. So if you have to fade
Spain,
Rom,
yeah.
the only and
I've never heard someone say continental
European. Plus 900. His competition is Aberg, who's in bad form, Hovland, who's in terrible form, and Rom, who's not in bad form. But you're basically getting a heads up. I think Sergio versus Rom plus 900.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah,
and
that's a fun bet.
And I learned something.
Yeah, I mean that's what Scumbagger Fans provides: education, insights, and a degen play to play.
I like that.
I like Japan's 3-ball action. Robert McIntyre plus 210 over Billy Horschel and Nick Dunlap. CJ, do you play any 3 balls? Any other matchup ones?
I do play 3 balls. It depends, but the tricky thing with 3 ball is you get married to a player pre-flop, for a tournament. Yeah. And then you put that into the 3 ball, which has nothing to do with it. It has to do with their matchup in the 3 ball there, I mean, they could still have a great 4-day tournament that you still like, but and you lose the 3 ball.
I actually think the more that I've bet on golf over the years, I actually think matchups and 3 ball are probably where the donkeys shouldn't go.
Yeah.
Really?
I think those markets are probably sharpest. And I think in general, he's like a 3, my bookie also has the 5-person group one.
Yeah.
So it's just
group betting for the tournament.
To process all those matchups, I almost think it's easier just to be like, oh no, let me just play a top
10, top 20, top 40.
Or they're going to do this, an over under on a round score or something.
Right. Matchups are where your money is made for the tournament matchups, but you need that just to help your bankroll, so you can have fun. But you're right.
That backs me up. That's the NFL side. It's the sharpest market.
You're right. 100%. I agree.
Well, let's talk a little NFL. We got the Kramer debuted the NFL draft prop
Shall I
sheet.
show everyone?
Oh yeah, come on. This is for the Patriots.
Oh my God.
Look at this spreadsheet. YouTube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast or Patreon.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Get in on the sheets. Kramer did a lot of importing of data into his very beautiful spreadsheet.
Shout out to AI.
The way that color code is spread out and the way you say sheets, it almost feels like the black light at a motel bed sheet. Look at that, and that is Kramer's
forensic files,
and that's Kramer's AI excitement. Should you?
I mean, a couple of things that do stand out is the very clearly the way that D-line edge is almost the favorite for every team. Look at that.
Yeah,
if we do some
how many minus bets are there on this entire
look at this. Look at how many teams in D line have that level of chalk.
Yeah, that's amazing.
That stands out. It's a deep class and there's a lot of guys expected to go second half, especially.
You're right.
But this tells me there's value on other positions. My instincts say, again, high level, we also know it's a relatively deep offensive line class. So perhaps that's where you can find the immediate value there. Maybe the offensive line price is a little bit cheaper than it should be. So other than that, I did not a ton of takes just staring at this.
Let's start giving out some NFL team props based on position. And these are, of course, who they'll draft first. So not always the first round is, teams, if they traded out of the first round, they would still be graded as the first player they're drafted.
Always interesting to look at running back. Oh,
yeah. And the Raiders are minus 125 to take a running back. Bears plus 170. Broncos plus 175 to draft a running back first. And of course, we gave out Ginty last night. I think we on our show we had it at 25-1. I know another place had it at 32-1. A listener DM'd me that they got down at 75-1 for the Broncos to draft Ginty, which if you compare it to the fact that they're of their price to just draft a running back first, that's crazy. So of course I love that. But Ryan, go to the New Orleans.
One last thing. Yes. Look at receiver. We know probably 3 teams are going to take receiver.
Yeah.
With their first pick.
And they're all
maybe
plus
it's
odds.
Only 2. But yeah, they're large plus odds. Okay, what do you want me to do?
Yeah, click over to the Saints. I think they're a very interesting team. And again, the big hits I've had is leaning into chaos. Teams that 1 have a bunch of needs, 2 what they're doing relies on what people ahead of them are going to be doing.
So the Saints are unique.
Yeah,
in that they have more spread out odds. you don't see a concentration around a certain position like most of the other teams, which, you know, I again probably provide some level of value for the positions you probably value on everything but a quarterback.
Yeah. So for me, and I don't know, this price I pulled this morning at 8-1. I'm seeing Kramer's sheet has it at 6-1. So again, obviously shop around.
You know, one source,
but the Saints to draft a linebacker. Give me that at 8-1. My angle is Jelon Walker, the Georgia defender, which is seen as a pretty high pick. A lot of guys like him. I wouldn't be surprised if he's used as an edge rusher. The place I was looking at had him graded as a linebacker for this prop. So again, double check. You don't want to get burned on whether a guy is a linebacker or D line on these type of bets. But you know, new head coach. I think the Eagles obviously know a bunch about Georgia defenders. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got an inside track, Kellen Moore. So yeah, Jelon Walker, I'd like to go to the Saints 8-1.
What got you on the scent of that?
I was just looking around their needs, couple of the mock draft stuff. It sounds like he could be, a lot of people have him as a top 10 pick overall. Yeah. And just looking, honestly, what I do is I read the mock drafts. I also look in the team subreddits, cause they're the ones posting a lot of the mock drafts, and you can get a consensus of kind of, well, and that's also where a lot of the beat writers will have their stuff reposted. So the team subreddits are actually really good for the mock draft stuff.
In general, I think it's, you know, Reddit Reddit still does sports pretty well.
Yeah.
Because it's just news and it gets bubbled up to the top, and I'm with you.
No, and he's been tied to him a number of times. So and you're getting that bonus price where I don't know if they realize that they have Jelon Walker as a linebacker, because he's seen as like a linebacker edge. So some value there. CJ, what are you doing? Give us a team draft pick you like.
Oh, I thought we were commenting on the Saints there. We're just taking
go for it. No, comment on the Saints.
I was just going to jump on there. I mean,
if you got a Saints play, yeah.
I don't have Saints play. I have a play for every team.
Yeah. That's it. Great answer.
I mean, it was the graphic that came out there. You have to be aware of all of them.
Great answer.
I was saying the Saints are a good one because then it's number 9 pick, and they all have great value, and a lot of them stand out there. I'm looking at D-back at 5-1 there at with Lattimore and the Debo gone there. They're kind of empty the house, but I actually kind of like them. I kind of make a splash. Kellen Moore, number 9 pick, getting Ty Warren.
Ooh,
at tight end there, 850. I mean, I can if for him to be a splashy pick, I think that's a perfect spot for him to go. Is right there at number 9.
Yeah, I mean, it does seem the quarterback thing is becoming. It does seem like quarterback's a very real possibility. I don't have a strong take. The Saints always seem to do. Like they always seem to not do what you expect. Like they're a tough team to predict. I think.
Well, it's also fresh blood too, because not only are they finally moving on Sean Payton, but I'm blanking on the guy's name. They had that one, the guy helping out with the offense was there for a while. Like I felt like they had the same system.
They still have the
Doug Nussmeier.
Was that it?
No, he's the OC.
Oh, okay.
No, you're talking about
who's the guy that was the secondhand man that was hanging around there for a while?
Oh, I'm not sure. He's been gone for a little bit though. I know you're talking Joe.
I'm just saying it feels like this is truly Saints trying to reset. So I think just lean into the craziness of it.
But it's still Mickey Loomis.
Yeah.
And Mickey Loomis
that's true.
Still tries to compete. And that's the reason that I don't know if I'm going to bet on the Saints or take a position on the Saints, but I don't see why you would take quarterback. Because that just doesn't seem like the thing that you do if you're trying to continue to compete now.
Right.
Now,
well, do you think they are trying to compete now? I don't really have a read.
Every year they've tried to compete.
That's also true.
Mickey Loomis is still here. I have to assume they're going to try to win this year. And like maybe Kellen, I just don't see I get why you would take the quarterback. They need so many things. They need so many things.
Well, they need to move off of Derek Carr, who everyone hates, but they also need
so
blue
much
chip players. Yeah.
Yeah. So I could see them, again, maybe I would tail Sean there. I like that angle.
Kramer, what's an angle you got?
All right. So, well, let's see. Do we want to move to where should we go? I mean, we've kind of had some of the conversation, but we got to go down and talk about the quarterback position for the LA Rams. We got to talk about it.
Yeah,
I haven't really done the long form, but they literally, so Stetson Bennett, who I don't think you can rely on.
Yep.
And Jimmy Garoppolo, who obviously, I mean, we all remember what Devontae Adams said about Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't
remember that actually.
Oh, it was one of those was it just a NFL films, like a mic'd up, and he was just saying the quarterback's getting me killed out there. We got to get this guy. I got to get the fuck out of here. Right. And yeah, I think you just have a situation where, and you're starting to see it in some mock drafts now. It does see Jackson Dart's over under is down to 24, which is actually before the Rams would pick. But the under is heavily juiced. It seems more and more likely that we're going to see 4, if not 5 quarterbacks in the first 34 picks. So most of those will be first rounders. And
yeah, I just saw Jackson Dart's first to go in the first round is like minus 1,000 or something.
That's what I mean. It's it's 24. His position is 24.5. Under is minus 185. And I think the Rams, I think McVay, like that juice about him going into the media and not being a coach anymore. I don't know if I don't know if that was ever real. The guy loves football. He hates everything else about life. And
I don't get that from Sean McVay.
Oh, I definitely do. I think he's like one of these addicts. Like he's a complete tool who all he has is football. That's the only place he's cool in life. When he's in the building as the Los Angeles Rams head coach. So yeah, this is a great opportunity to have Stafford for 2 more years.
Yeah.
And draft a guy who, you're Sean McVay. You think you can do something with him. And it's very easy to get rid of Stetson Bennett. He got rid of himself.
Yeah, disappeared for a year.
That's true.
I have this at 14-1 in my pocket. Many places have it at 750, including my bookie, and you can find it 10-1 if you look hard.
You know who else? You know what else McVay likes besides football?
Dog tricks.
I know you're very upset about the dog tricks.
Still won't let it go.
Which, by the way, I like how CJ has the coach coordinator cheat sheet in front of him.
Oh yeah.
Also brought you. That was made by Kramer, and I've.
Oh no. I did not make this. Mike, shout out Mike Clay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mike Clay made
this. Is a Mike Clay. He's great with the sheets.
And there's a paper sheet, so I was going to keep it for sure. I keep it for the filing, whatever.
I printed out a copy.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
Coolest thing about having an office is having a printer.
I mean, you can look up that McVay's the coach. You know Michael LaFleur's OC. Chris Shula DC, Les Snead, of course, running GM, but McVay loves tight ends.
Yeah.
All my value plays are tight ends. He tried to go after Brock Bowers last year, and he's sitting back there. I mean, he and if he can find a unique player, he's even that guy from Texas. There's a lot of guys he can go for at plus 650. I can see him not wanting to miss this year on getting on one of these playmaking tight ends, and they desperately need one too.
Well, and that's what's fun about the Rams. They're pretty wide open as far as what they need, so you're getting a lot of juicy plus money. I mean, O-line's the favorite, but I don't think they're locked into that. And and where they're drafting the O-line prospects could be a little thin.
What was that price you had there on the tight end?
Tight end 650.
Yeah, okay. That is, if I was going to add to my Rams position, that's exactly what I would do.
Yeah,
because I do think there's a chance that, again, McVay loves football guys. The tight ends, they block, they run past. I think
they're the dogs of the football world.
I think the Rams could trade up.
Interesting.
They're so cocky. They think that they get every pick right.
Yeah,
they get every pick right. I was just gonna
say I wouldn't even put it past him taking a receiver, but he doesn't like doing that in the first round. But he'll find another. He'll draft another.
I mean, that's why we know Jimmy G's.
Stay in the same city, same position.
Okay.
Let's kick over to the LA Chargers.
Yes.
They are 5-1 to draft to a tight end. They are right in that spot for potentially drafting Colston Loveland out of Michigan, a tight end. You want to talk about a guy who might get rock hard for a tight end add Justin Herbert, some legit pass catchers. There's 2 quarterbacks who need to look better and have gotten a ton of hype and haven't lived up to the hype. Trevor Lawrence, and I like Tyler Warren going to the Jags as an early play. And I think Colston Loveland going to the Chargers at 5-1. I think that's a great price. They're pretty wide open. Maybe they do go D-line, but Ryan, this certainly could be one of those teams. I mean, look at all the teams ahead of the Chargers that have low odds of drafting a D-line or edge. And maybe that's how we sort things through of like, you know, the teams that have a bunch of teams in front of them that have low odds to draft D-line or edge. They're the
like
guy it's like, well, but the guy that they probably want for D-line edge might not be there at 22. So 5-1 for Colston Loveland, a guy that Jim Harbaugh recruited. Come on, the narrative's there.
Well, and I also think that what stands out when you're looking at it in order is Carolina chalk to go defensive line edge with the 8th pick, but that also could be where the team that like Shador trades up. Like there's a number of things that could start kicking those D linemen.
Well, yeah, and just look at the Chargers. Look who's in front of them. Bucks. They're favored to get the a D line edge. Bengals are -140 to go D line edge. Falcons -160 to go D line edge. Even the Cardinals, they're favored to go D line edge. Who's
like
going to be left?
Steelers
even. Now I think Steelers. I got Shador going to the Steelers at 7-1. Which now that the quarterback price has been dropping a little bit for the Steelers, and then they announced his visit, that price has gone down. But I still like that. Hey, also shout out to Underdog Fantasy promo code SGPN, where you can get down on a bunch of action. CJ and I were in the lab earlier today in the office, putting together a little multi-sport. I'm pulling it up.
Yes.
We were
multi-sport.
This is great.
Well, 2 sports, basketball and golf. We were on the Luka points angle, so the game's going on right now. He's off to a decent start. Right? Well, he's in the set. I mean, you know how to jinx a bet, CJ.
Wait, you guys aren't.
This is the. I mean, the game's a half hour deep, right?
But the Luka.
He had a great first quarter.
Did he really?
Knock on wood.
This is the Luka coming back to Dallas.
Yes.
So you didn't take overs, did you?
Hires, Ryan. I don't know. We would never take overs.
It's illegal.
Underdog Fantasy
trick.
We took Phil Mickelson higher, a half made cuts. And tied it to Bryson DeChambeau higher, a half eagle or better.
Yeah, he's making an eagle more.
Yes. And I'm pretty sure that's just for round 1, right, CJ?
Round 1. Yeah. Round 1 eagle for DeChambeau.
Yeah. Which is super, super spicy. So if you're looking for a little extra Masters action, head over there and use the promo code SGPN over at Underdog Fantasy. Speaking of the Masters, Rhythm is your home. You want top 10, top 20. They got you covered for that. I mean, Rhythm is just awesome. Helps you dominate. And they got some bonuses going here. SGPN 25 over on Rhythm gets you 25% off monthly. SGPN 50 gets you 50% off the annual subscription. Of course, get that free 7-day trial. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RATHMM. But these are data scientists, MIT grads. Good dudes and good guys and gals over there too. We got to hang out with them over at the Rhythm Party. Fun hang. We were all sweating out. What was it, Xavier?
Yeah,
laying the Xavier 2.5, and it was a great comeback by them, Xavier and I mean
Xavier, Texas, right?
Yeah, Xavier, Texas. John Rahm, they do like a top 10 at +140.
Yeah,
let's see some of these other.
How can't you?
Yeah. Your boy CJ. Bong Hon An.
Oh, and then you're butchering my pronunciation.
Byung Hun An. Byung Hun An.
CJ is closer. Actually.
Yeah.
+320, top 20. They Rhythm likes.
We'll ship it.
Get over on Rhythm. SGPN 25, SGPN 50. Download the Rhythm app today.
Sorry, I'm busy.
Yes.
Real quick.
Can I jump on top of that?
Sorry to interrupt.
Charger tight end.
I was building a mega make.
Yeah. What were you going to say with the Charger tight end? Nick?
Well, I think 100% agree. If Colston Loveland is there's no way Harbaugh lets him pass up. I mean, I know they have Disley and Conklin right this year at their tight end, so he would love it. I of course predict I have a very tight end heavy value sheet here. I don't think Coughlin gets. I have a bet on him to be the first tight end taken at plus 520. That I'm actually double more. I think the Jets take him in number 7.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes a little earlier. And maybe Warren falls. Like I don't think it's.
I think Warren doesn't like Warren's great, obviously, but you have to be creative to. You have to have a vision to put Warren into your offense. Where Colson's kind of like they've seen that mold before. He's longer, he's younger, and I see with the Jets, I'm bringing kind of like a Sam Laporta, the Detroit coaching staff coming over. They want to repeat that. He can block. The Jets obviously cannot block when run block with the tight end position. That was the weakest on the field there.
Well, and I think Tyler Warren is also intriguing for new offenses.
That price?
Which one? The first tight end Jets, plus 5. Well, first tight end is 520 for.
Oh, you're going first tight end overall.
Got
it.
The Jets to draft a tight end. Is 310.
Okay,
that's not as great. I do think they do take a tight end. I mean, I think everyone's like, our O-line.
I also do want to just put $5 on the Raiders just in case.
Yeah, for sure. That'd be hilarious. It is funny because I know O-line is minus 105 for the Jets, which makes sense because you think that's the narrative that their O-line's bad. They actually have 4/5 of their starting line pretty much set. They only need to replace that one, and I don't think they're going to do it there. I think that the advanced numbers say the tight end run block was the actual problem when it came to running the ball, and that's why I think Lovelace kind of fits the mold better for him.
Kramer, what's another team first pick you like? It's jumping out at you.
All right, so. All right, there's 2. We let's go. What do we want? All right, let's talk about the Bengals.
Yes.
So conventional wisdom hasn't taking a defensive lineman. I see it. It seems like they are just as likely to potentially take one of the 2 top safeties at this time. The safety price is plus 550, and I mean they've lost a lot at that position. You could argue that they're worse off at safety than they are at defensive line.
Right.
And the defensive line is obviously a bigger story with the negotiations and the franchise tag and all that crap going on. So I think it's very likely they go defense. And this range, I think both the top safeties are kind of, this is the beginning of when you can consider them maybe being draftable. I would think you'd want to wait a little bit, but the Bengals the Bengals are also talking about there's stories about them moving.
Yeah, well then that's what I would like if they did move, because they need a linebacker as well, and that's 15-1.
Oh, interesting. Okay. Maybe sprinkle both.
Yeah. I mean, they have Logan Wilson and that's it. They literally have no other starting line. They don't even have a linebacker on the roster. So they're going to have to pick one up. But
and then too, Jalon Walker, or Jalen Walker, however you pronounce it, him being there at 17-1. I like what you and Kramer are doing here, because I think them going defense is very strong. I don't know if it's necessarily has to be a D-line edge. If they re-sign Hendrickson before now in the draft, or if they feel good about that situation,
he's got they
should just go best defensive player available.
What's he gonna do?
I think he's gonna
play on the tag.
Right.
Okay. That's how the NFL players have no leverage. It's ridiculous that they pretend like they're going to do something. I think it's going to be very easy for this. Yeah. And cornerback being the cheapest price of the non linebacker safety positions. Interesting to me. So we're on the same page here. I like that. So the Colts, everyone just assumes they're going to take a tight end. Like that's what they're missing.
Yeah.
Are you fucking kidding me?
That is weird. I'm with you, Ryan. Like, why are we 100% sold on the Colts? Now, maybe they like Warren, but Warren could be gone, or maybe they like Loveland. Loveland could be gone. It seems like it's just those 2 tight ends.
I think it's crazy when you look at the Colts that they're like, you know what we're missing? We're missing an athletic pass catching tight end to catch passes from who?
Right. We just want them to have Tyler Warren. We just want a new Dallas Clark there. But if he's gone,
I get the logic of you have Anthony Richardson and Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
God have mercy on your soul. but you need something to make them look better. And I think Tyler Warren would. However, I'm not playing it at plus 105.
No.
Are you kidding me?
Especially they need a guard. They lost Will Freeze. I know it's only 3-1, but I mean,
but it's not only that. And I would say they I feel like they have a decently consistent drafter.
Yeah.
They've done a good job of bringing, like they don't spend on the wrong positions. The quarterback position's been tough for the Colts for a number of years, but
they're another team that needs a linebacker too, by the way. They're not that they'll take the one at 14
to me,
but they have one on the roster.
Well, to me, I think they are a team that drafts value.
Yeah.
And defensive line, again, we don't know if the Panthers trade out of that position. The Saints probably not going defensive line. The Bears probably not going defensive line. The Niners maybe going defensive line.
It's crazy not
Dallas not going defensive line. Dolphins probably not going defensive
Give me Colts defensive line, Ryan, because I'm pulling up there past 2021. D-line in the first round, D-line in the second round. 2022, they didn't have any first round picks, but 2023, they got some D-line in there in the fourth round. 2024, Latu was their first round pick. D-line. They seem like certainly a team that would like some, and they're using Shane Steichen. Shane Steichen comes from the Eagles system. What is the big takeaway from the Eagles? Draft early in the trenches. So yeah, give me D-line for the Colts at plus 850. This is a really good play. I'm in.
I'm also playing the offensive line at plus 300.
Okay. Just D-line for me, but
I think
both are good
CJ, you in for both?
Let's go.
I think there's a very good chance that they are.
Has CJ ever turned down a bet on our show, Kramer? Trying to remember a situation where I was like, CJ, you think I should do this bet? I was like, nah, play it safe.
All right. You better get within reason.
I think that's how I like CJ. Anytime I bring up a bet, he's like, yeah, okay,
It's a good bet.
Yeah,
I got the opposite, but yeah, I see
you want a guy talking, talking reality, do you? He's crazy.
No.
You guys want a huge number?
Yes, let's go.
This is an exacta that I'm going for, and I already see the narrative for it. And this is not the exacta parlay. I'm sure there's other ways to do it. I do already have him at plus 150 to be the first receiver taken, but give me Miami Dolphins to draft a wide receiver at 38-1. I see them taking Matthew Golden if he's there, get the speedster, and that's how you tell Tyreek Hill you're not welcome back this year.
Yeah,
I mean,
you want to keep tweeting out peace emojis? Exactly. How about you say peace?
This is exactly how these stars go. I mean, this is exactly how these stars go.
All right, put me in.
And everyone comes, why would they draft him? He's gone. I think Pittsburgh could do the same. Like, oh, why would they have Pickens? No, they don't have Pickens. He's on his way out.
Yeah.
No, they don't have Tyreek Hill. He's on his way out. And I think Golden is a perfect replacement. Speedster from Texas. I mean, 38-1. That's a crazy number. I mean, obviously they need a tackle, and they're going to. I mean, that's favored for a reason.
But the tackle,
right?
Here would be my thought.
Okay.
Here's the scenario. This is what the time in the draft when a couple things might happen. You may have the GT falling scenario where the Broncos decide this is a blue chipper. I'm coming up to get him. You could have a Tyler Warren slipping. Someone thinks they want to come up and get him. Miami should trade back. The tackles are real good from like 20 all the way down to like pick 50. Trade down, see if you can get a little bit more. I think you can end up getting, because if you trade down is 4 picks, or even to Denver at 20, I think getting Golden still is on the table.
Definitely in play down there for sure.
Or the wide receiver you like. If it's not Golden, it does seem like it would be Golden. Right. He's the guy who ran the fast time. That's kind of, but and you still get your offensive lineman too in a couple picks after, maybe early second round. I like this long shot.
Yeah, it's a beautiful long shot. Beautiful number.
I've not heard a ton of reporting on the Dolphins.
No,
be honest with you.
I mean, everyone just assumes they could need a tackle for two. That's great. But I mean, you get a little more creative than that. They can still get your tackle. And the way you just set it up is, I mean, if he's not there for you that early, then I can see him moving down. And they're definitely going to get a wide receiver in this draft. It's just if they're going to get him first or not.
Now, is there any? Sometimes the teams all the way down the board can provide a ton of value. We've now. This is nothing I pulled the trigger on yet. And by the way, I'm making a note. We have to make sure the Dolphins bet I do not have yet. I'm going to need to get down on that.
All right.
All right. So we've heard some talk. I would say to Sean's point, if you go over to the Commanders message board or Commanders Reddit, sound like an old person there.
Yeah.
You'll see a decent amount of chatter about running backs.
I have this on my sheet.
Yeah. So, and then I think I've seen some chatter on the internet. I'm actually kind of surprised it's not moved. This price is as of earlier today, 15-1.
Wow.
For the Commanders to go running back first. You know, they certainly are in the spot. Not only could they be a trade down candidate where they're just taking, this is just in a second round pick, but also, maybe Hampton is still here. Maybe there's that, I think you probably need to trade down or Hampton to slip, but it does seem like the Commanders, I would say like my honest chalk would be that they probably need to take some form of defensive tackle. But
defensive end
15-1 for a running back
for Kingsbury, who needs playmakers. I know they got Debo, but they need real play and they need running backs.
They also could be a team that drops out of the first round to whatever team wants to come up and get their quarterback.
Yeah. I can see him tossing that receiver in there too. So they need playmakers.
I don't think that receiver. I don't know.
Kramer, I got one more here, and it's one team in front of him. Let's take a look at the Detroit Lions drafting at 28.
Oh, what are they going to do? Quarterback?
Ooh, quarterback's 95-1. No, because they have Hooker, and I still think
he sucks though.
Well, but they drafted him with an ACL injury, with the idea of developing.
What if Dan Campbell loves Jackson Dart?
I'll say this:
Tyler Shuck.
I wouldn't. Them drafting a quarterback, I guess I'm not shocked. I would be pretty surprised at round 1, but let's take a look at the receiver position. The Lions to draft a receiver at first at 20-1. Yeah, they got Amon-Ra, but
and JMO
playing a little better.
They re-signed Tim Patrick.
Yeah, I mean Tim Patrick's pretty old. I would not be surprised if they were impressed. Maybe one of these top receivers fall. Maybe a guy like Luther Burden is available. I think them to take a receiver, and even Dan Campbell mentioned wanting to draft some speed for the receiver position. So them taking a shot at receiver early on, I don't think is that crazy, especially at the price. So another little long shot here. Give me the Lions at 20-1.
The only thing I would say as a friendly pushback is I don't. Maybe it's a different receiver prospect because he's kind of like an Amon-Ra clone.
Okay.
So McMillan's maybe more of the big guy. If you wanted the speed, it's probably Golden.
Yeah. Golden.
Abuka's another kind of slot.
Abuka's been talking about getting into the end of the first round.
But he's another Amon-Ra slot type guy. So
it does. Well, I'll put it this way. Everything I read about the Lions, they're drafting a receiver at some point in the top 3 rounds. Like a lot of them have them taking him. Mostly it's second or third round, but maybe one of those guys they like is at the end of the first round, they take a shot. So at 20-1, I like this.
Yeah. I think they are drafting defensive end. That's obviously, but I'll never pay
minus 170. Yeah, I'll never late in the game.
I'll never pay minus 170 for any draft pick because it's so volatile and crazy. But I mean, obviously not just because they release it on Smith and Davenport's always hurt. I think the Lions and a lot of teams that are contenders kind of watched what the Eagles did in the Super Bowl and that formula of just having, an endless number of edge rushers to rush and just rotate them like a revolving door, and you can just never have enough. And they don't have any, so they get them. But at the same time, I like that strategy. I certainly won't bet minus 170.
Yeah, come on.
I like crazy. That for a receiver.
All right. CJ, any other you got any other plays? We have time. We're gonna have so more draft.
I know. I mean, I feel
I got one more.
I don't know what I need. I don't need what I need to save. I mean, I already gave out 38-1.
Yeah, come on. You're not gonna top the Dolphins receiver take. Kramer, one more for the road.
What do we think about the 49ers?
Because they're another could do anything team for me.
So the chalk.
Don't give me the chalk.
The chalk is the offensive line and the defensive line.
Okay.
Closely behind is cornerback, linebacker. There seems to be some level of conventional wisdom that this will be a defensive pick.
But why not receiver? They with the issues they've had at receiver. I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
at 60-1, that's crazy. I don't know, Kramer. Where are you going with this?
Yeah.
What kind of quarterback is Brock Purdy to you?
A bad one.
I'm not going to say. I like them to take a quarterback. I think it's funny that the price is only 49-1. That makes me think people think it could happen. But I'm actually going a different direction. What kind? So Brock Purdy, like if this running game can get back to where it was, I think that's where Brock Purdy was at its best. They already have an elite blocking tight end in George Kittle.
Yep.
To your point, they need another receiver.
Yeah.
Well, the best receiver on the board when they pick at 11 very well could be Tyler Warren.
Yeah. I mean, them running 12 personnel.
That's kind of the Shanahan-ian offense. I mean, you think back to those old Broncos teams. It's 60-1, Sean.
Yeah.
A small piece?
Sure. And I would actually take receiver too at 60-1.
Do we sprinkle both of them?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Put me down for a sprinkle for each.
All right. I'll get that on the board.
I'm realizing we have to give out a play now for every 32 teams. We're already
we'll get through it.
Yeah, we're already.
I have multiple plays for 32 teams. I mean, I can't.
We're already like.
I can't believe how short this show is right now. I mean, I get the Luca thing. Before the Masters tees off, we got to wrap up the show. I understand.
Well, we have plenty. All next week.
Thank you. It was this chart that got me excited. To be honest, I couldn't do it.
The conditional formatting does get people worked up. Perfect reminder to hop into the Patreon. So
look at those other tabs down there.
You can get access to the sheet. Easy way. Obviously, all our picks are always free, but if you don't feel like writing them down or you want an easy access to all of them.
Oh, look at all these tabs.
And Kramer has the podcast dates written next to it. So you can go back and listen to those future episodes. Get you ready for the National Football League.
Sean, you're going to want to be signed up for NFL preview time because it essentially gives you access to like the SGPN preview guide.
Yes. Very, very nice there. You're going to want to grab that. And good times. Of course, as always, make sure you subscribe to the Bottom Line Bombs for CJ and the C-Generates. Just did your Masters episodes. Plenty of time to get that. Tune into that. Check it out on YouTube, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts. And of course, as always, as CJ pulled the putter out.
You want to recreate that?
Yeah, I want to recreate the moment.
There you go.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, second the money green. He's Ryan.
For
Kramer. Let it ride.
Lacrosse.